How can you hear me right
Here
now?
we are. You in a hotel?
Oh, that's how. Yeah.
Where are you, Jackson?
I'm in Albuquerque for business.
In Albuquerque?
Mm-hmm.
Albuquerque, New Mexico? Was this a planned trip?
No, I'm in my apartment.
Oh, okay. So right now my amp might have went bad. So your boy's over here trying to get this amp to work. And because I wanted to test out my new microphones. Because I got this one's just fun. This one's
Yeah.
I literally look like I'm like in the fucking like 70s. Like, good day.
That one's funny.
This one's like, I can't wait. I got a
What?
couple. Oh yeah, I got a couple stand-ups for when I'm at the NBA draft that I want to like be outside with like this little tiny mic and be like, I just feel so.
Chill.
It's geek as fuck. It is the funniest looking mic ever.
It is. It's
I
beautiful.
kinda-
How many bones that Rhino?
Free.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Dude, did one of my earbuds die? Talk?
Fuck you.
Yeah, dude, one of my earbuds died.
My these left earbuds on mine don't really work.
Wait, yeah, that's what just happened to mine.
Yeah, I don't know what you said. I know you said something though.
But yeah, I also got myself a lav mic right here.
That's what like I had?
Yeah. And I got this massive wires because you saw the whole setup I got for my fucking camera, so I can like plug into the boxes and shit. So when we're at like the combine, I can like record the interviews.
You can produce it.
Mr. No, 100%. Let's hop in today's episode.
Wait. It's funny because you slept all week. I just woke up. It's not that funny, but like
it is funny. I'm so mad though, dude. This morning, you don't understand how like I got so legitimately ready for this morning. I set up like 8 alarms. I think I woke up at like 6:45, bro. I was not missing today. Like I wasn't having it. I wasn't having it. So I literally came prepared, and I was super stoked to be able to, be here on time in a way. Even though my whole microphone setting right now, it made me late. But because I plugged in the mics how I normally would, and I thought, okay, automatically plug them in, they'll be good to go. Nothing. So I tried fixing that, but within 2 minutes, I couldn't get shit done. So I just set up. I guess microphones will have to be figured out later. But we got today. The Nuggets eliminated the Suns. All right. Celtics forced game 7. The injuries that are around the NBA, Andrew Wiggins has a fractured cartilage. We also are hearing that our man Anthony Davis will play. I'm trying to think of it. We'll talk about any other injuries as well. We hear the Bucks are interviewing, sadly, Scott Brooks as well as Adrian Griffin.
You hate Scott Brooks, man. I don't like it.
Dude,
you don't like Scott Brooks.
Yeah, dude. Look, every comment on my fucking video I made yesterday was like, as a Wizards fan, I almost fell out of my chair. Every Wizards fan out there like just groaned a little bit when they saw Scott Brooks getting a head coaching opportunity.
They're tweaking. They're like, you guys are trying to send your warning shots.
No, completely. I agree. We were just trying to let them know what they're getting into.
Yeah.
But
hey, man, they could bring in Russ and maybe flip Drew and Chris.
I did make a joke when I made that video. I literally said this. I was like, well, Bucks fans, if you guys get Scott Brooks, know within the first week, your first signing is Russell Westbrook, and you guys are running 100 pick and rolls a game.
True. honestly, the idea of having Russell Westbrook in Milwaukee is kind of intriguing. I don't
I
know
mean, let's
why.
talk about no floor spacing.
I mean, yeah, there's no logic ever. Honestly, though, Russ did not do a bad job in the playoffs, and Russ didn't hinder the Los Angeles Clippers to the magnitude that I thought he was going to.
No, completely.
So,
I was also surprised by the fact that this year, well, I mean, we kind of do this whole little Buck spiel because we're kind of right there on it. But basically, what we're hearing is Adrian Griffin, current father of AJ Griffin and current assistant coach for the Raptors. He's interviewed for the Raptors head coaching job. I personally think he's the front runner for it right now. But what we're hearing right here is so Adrian Griffin interviewed for the job. The Bucks also have Charles Lee, Kenny Atkinson, James Borrego, and Scott Brooks as known candidates. Scott Brooks was a bit earlier. Scott Brooks,
when was his last coaching job?
the Wizards 2 years ago. When it was the 2020 season. 2021, yeah. It was the year Russ got traded after for John Wall, and that we almost missed the playoffs, but then Russell Westbrook and Robin Lopez ran like 1,000 pick and rolls every game and took us to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Basically,
Fun era. An easy forgettable era.
It was a very forgettable. Yeah, no, I don't like. It was a very weird year too because like we had 3 centers. You remember this is the year we discovered Daniel Gafford.
Yeah.
And we had Alex Lynn, Robin Lopez, and Daniel Gafford as our rotation. And Daniel Gafford was so out of shape that he could only play the fourth quarter because we would start the game with Alex Lynn. And then we would go to Robin Lopez for the rest of the game. And then Daniel Gafford would come for like the last 5 minutes.
Because he has, what is it?
He said he has
motor issues or does he have foul issues?
So originally he said he had sports-induced asthma. But it turns out that a year later he was asked, what have you been doing to combat your sports-induced asthma? And he responded, I don't have
sports-induced asthma.
Yeah.
What the hell? Where'd you get that from? What the hell are you talking about?
I used to have sports-induced asthma.
Yeah.
It's called pussy lungs. I personally, whenever I was told I had sports-induced asthma, yo, what's good? Unlimited range. I was like 12, bro. I was like playing football and I like didn't train that off season. And I was
like queer, but we're gonna tell him he has sports-induced asthma.
Yeah, my mom took me to the doctor and they told my mom I had sports-induced asthma. Well, as a kid, I had asthma. Like I used to have to do like the dust inhaler, like the thing you would wake up in every morning. It's like a half circles, and you go, and it would like shoot like you like inhale this dust like powder, and it's like supposed to fix your lungs. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I use 2 inhalers every day because I'm also a bitch.
No, but you have legit asthma. But you know what I'm talking about as a kid? Like they give you this like little like half puck medicine and you put it in your mouth and you go, it's not an inhaler, it's like dust, like powder. And it's like to like help strengthen your lungs. I was given that, like it was like a treatment for like 3 months. I had like inhaled this shit because they said I was at risk for asthma. Because my aunt has like deadly asthma. Like she's like almost died multiple times from asthma attacks. Yeah, like in the like middle of the night type asthma attacks. Yeah, and
that's why I can't go to the freaking combine. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I have illness-induced asthma, but it has turned from non-illness-induced asthma to like wake the fuck up because you can't breathe asthma.
Like almost like sleep apnea.
Yeah, so I got my doctor's appointment that I've been waiting for like, it's been like 8 weeks now. When I first made the appointment, because you remember when I texted you one day about, we were talking like cigarettes. I was telling you about asthma. It was like late one night. I think it was in February. And
oh yeah, you said something about stop smoking them darts.
Yeah, and it was at that point I was smoking a couple of cigarettes at various times, but I was like, all right, I'll make a doctor's appointment. That's when I made the doctor's appointment. That's gonna be in like, what is it, 10 days from now to 1 week from now. So, yeah, neither here nor there.
No, completely. I was just saying that, like, Daniel Gafford, to bring this back home. You love me? So bring it back home to Daniel Gafford. So Daniel Gafford over here, okay? He originally said he had sports-induced asthma, and then in the next season, after we paid him $40 million, they're like, so what have you been doing to combat your sports-induced asthma? He's like, I ain't got sports-induced asthma. And I remember dying. I was like, did your ass really just tell him, instead of saying I'm out of shape, just I have sports-induced asthma, and then the next year completely forget that was your excuse for why you couldn't play more than the fourth quarter? And you're like, nah, I ain't got sports-induced asthma. You basically just told us you lied to us.
Yeah.
You gotta love Daniel Gafford. Go. That's also why I love Alex Lynn, because of that season. But Scott Brooks, if he goes, I will say Milwaukee, if you somehow get Scott Brooks, supposedly he's actually like a really good guy. Like, I've heard great stories about like very, very good players coach, like Bradley Beal, Russell Westbrook, very well respected, like at least as a person. I don't know as a basketball mind, but as a players coach, he's like one of the most well respected. Like, people like go into battle for.
I'd go into battle for Scott Brooks. I'm looking at the light of hope. This is the light of hope here for all my Phoenix Suns fans. Dude, I look like a villain.
Yeah, you look like a villain, or you look like you're about to like be a pedophile. Like, no, like you know, Buffalo Bill and like Silence of the Lamb.
No, I've never seen the movie.
You know, it's Ted Levine from Buffalo Bill's Ted Levine from Monk. You ever watch Monk? Sotomayor? All right, we're pivoting.
No.
So,
well, this is really loud, so I gotta mute it.
So right here, we got ourselves the Nuggets versus the Suns. And guess what? The Suns waved the white flag. The series is over. It was a good run, but let's be honest, Matt Ishbia. Also, we got some crazy news about the Suns that we're going to have to talk about. A judge blocked the Suns deal, the TV deal.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second.
The Suns deal? Yeah. Okay.
Remember, if you lived in Phoenix, you got to watch the games for free.
Oh, I thought that was Denver for a second. You're right.
No. And they judge yesterday blocked it.
Good.
Yeah. What? Fuck you.
Fuck me. Fuck you.
You said fuck me? I can't. Fuck you. Have you seen Austin Powers? He's like,
I hate Austin Powers.
Why? There's a great
We've talked about this before. I hate that movie.
Great Austin Powers where they're like, she's like, fuck me. No, fuck you. And he's like, what? He's like, no. He's like, fuck me. And then he turns out it's like two Japanese twins where one's name's fuck me. The other one is named fuck you. And then he like pulls out his like bucket list and he goes, have sex with he's like rhyming Japanese twins. So like scratches it off. Come on, that's like such a good bit.
Yeah, that's a good bit. Well, I wonder if I would like it now, because the reason it's just because I would go to my cousins as a kid growing up, and it would be already on. I'd get there and the movie would be on. And
I own all three movies on DVD. So when I moved to Florida, I also own like every movie on DVD. I don't know if Luke's prefaced that like I own every movie. Like I have seen every movie, or I have owned. I'm about to bring my DVD collection that's over 1,300 movies when I go home.
Jeez, dude, that's a lot of movies.
It's every movie of my life. My dad, growing up, would illegally burn every movie I would watch and just like burn it onto an extra DVD. So for my whole every movie I've ever seen categorized and stuff like that and cataloged. So I'll bring them to Florida with me.
1,300 movies.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking wild. Worth it though. Worth it. I'm telling you.
How many movies I've seen?
Funny.
Yeah, you know.
So very sexy photo.
Yeah.
Can I have autograph?
Of course. Your name
That's
is?
a lot.
Fuck me.
Oh, behave, baby. Yes. Now, your name is?
Fuck me.
You kiss your mother with that mouth?
Fuck me. Like this.
Oh, I see. Your name is Spook Me.
You want to drink?
Yes, of course. But you know, I have a private bar in the back that you're more than welcome to
Here
use.
you go.
But Spook Me, that was fast.
Fuck you.
Oh, you're going the right way for a smack bottom, and I don't care who knows it.
Austin, this is my twin sister. Her name, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck me. See?
When is Austin Powers? Is that like that seemed like 80s?
Okay, that was, I believe, the third movie, which came out in 01.
Damn.
Second movie comes out. No, second movie came out in 99. First movie came out in 97.
Oh shit, late.
They were
90s.
2 years apart, and they all have famous people like Rob Wagner, Seth Green. What do you call it? There's like the last movie. There's John Travolta in it and stuff like that. It's so funny. Like I'm telling you, if you haven't seen Austin Powers, like you've only saw it as a kid and didn't like it as a kid, you'll actually really like it now. And I think it's on Netflix. They put them now.
Oh wow. What's Austin Powers' occupation?
He's a international man of mystery. He's a spy.
He's a spy.
Yeah,
Very
it's
cool.
making fun of James Bond. It's a satirical spoof
Making
parody.
fun of James Bond. Wow.
And like Mission Impossible,
I don't know.
like all the spy movies. It's a parody on spy movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a spoof on spy movies. Yeah, yeah, baby. I can't do it, but like, look at this derby. Austin Powers is fire. Yeah, baby. Like you'll love it. You'll love it. You'll literally watch the first movie of Austin Powers this weekend, and then on Monday you're gonna come in quoting all three Austin Powers and be like, dude, I saw the first one and then had to watch the other two.
I have always wanted to be a spy.
And the thing is they're quick. They're like, get in. Oh my god. There's a guy named Fat Bastard, and Mike Myers play the main actor plays all the characters mainly, so it's the same actor for like girl and guy a lot of the time. It's so funny. He plays Fat Bastard, where he's like, "You can keep your money if I can have your baby. I want me baby back ribs. I want me baby back ribs." Have you not seen that? Get
No.
in my belly. I'm bigger than you. I in the food chain. Get in my belly. Have you not seen that?
No, I don't know what. The baby back ribs is like The Office in that Chili's commercial.
Yeah, he says that. He's like, I want me baby back ribs.
But that's from a
Chili
Chili's
sweet-
commercial.
Yeah, he says that. He goes, chili sweet baby back ribs. He says that.
In The Office or in Austin Powers?
And Austin Powers in
That's
Office.
awesome. That's
And
so
The Office stole that bit from Austin Powers.
that stole it from.
Chili's.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
It's Chili's,
Not
Austin
really
Powers, The
stealing it,
Office.
but yeah, okay.
Okay, let's talk about the Denver Nuggets and the Suns. So the Nuggets beat the Suns. The Suns waved the flag.
Monty Williams is not a good coach.
You have a problem with Monty Williams, and I don't know. Are you Mark Jackson and Nikola Jokic? Is it an honest mistake?
Is that what he chalked that up to?
Yeah, he said it was an honest mistake.
No, he did not.
Yeah, have you not seen it? Have you not seen
Mark
it?
Jackson said it was an honest mistake for having Jokic off his top 5.
Yeah, have you not
Dude.
seen? Okay, so here we go. Mark Jackson apologizes for leaving Nikola Jokic off MVP ballot. He, after receiving backlash after the NBA made all postseason award ballots public, Jackson was the lone voter out of 100 total voters not to have Jokic in the top 5 for MVP. Earlier in the day, Jackson told SiriusXM's NBA radio that he made an honest mistake. Jackson said he listed a center, Joel Embiid, 2 forwards, Giannis Antetokounmpo and Jason Tatum, and 2 guards, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Donovan Mitchell, on his ballot by mistake. Were you making an all-NBA first team ballot? What the fuck are you doing, man?
Dude,
This is
what?
First off, I will be honest. This is the lamest excuse because you know why? You know Mark Jackson's a homophobe, right? Like, you know
really?
that? Yeah, that's why he doesn't have a job in the NBA. So Mark Jackson, if you guys don't know this, Mark Jackson is a minister. He is a devout Christian.
Oh, that's right.
And Mark Jackson allegedly has repeatedly said in sermons at his or whatever, because I don't know what type of Christianity is, and in other public settings that he does not support, homosexuality or any form of like gay or anything. He's completely against homophobes and like doesn't think they should be allowed to get married or have rights. Like that's part of the reason why Mark Jackson is not an NBA coach. He's very, very conservative and like religious in his views. Now, Chuck Charles Barkley, I think low-key knew that Mark Jackson was the guy who didn't vote the other day when he was on the TNT inside the NBA, right? And I low-key he insinuated that Mark Jackson's low-key like I don't want to say retarded? I guess he could, racist, prejudiced. Where like there have been people like, and when this was, if you looked on Twitter, like dude, there was shout out to like all the minorities who were like coming out like there was like multiple people saying like supporting Mark Jackson for it and being like, you can't be racist if you're black, like towards white people. And everyone's like, Jokic is European. It's like not the same like as like all white Americans, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. It's just like the most like stupidest Twitter threads of all time. But like, I'm gonna be honest, Mark Jackson, low key, not like the best like morals.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to Mark Jackson, but I don't give a shit about Mark Jackson's morals.
It's just fucked up that we give someone like him a fucking platform.
I think that's a little too woke. I think that's too woke. But
what do you mean being woke?
I think yeah.
Okay, if you like the dick in your ass, wouldn't you want people to fucking accept you? I'm not saying that that's what I want, but I think
it's not. If
he's basically Mark Jackson basically say Jason Collins shouldn't be able to fucking have the right.
Show me the proof. And maybe I'll come onto your side. But in the meantime, what I will say is it's a lot of speculation for somebody neither of us have met. And I know you've got your reports here, but like I don't think if I asked Mark Jackson right now, if I was gay and I was like, I love cock, Uncle Jackson, I think he'd be like, I don't really care. But if he was like, you're going to hell.
Have you not seen all these, dude?
In your life.
Have you not seen these?
I don't care about Mark Jackson's homophobia. How's that? Just point blank. Mark Jackson shouldn't be. Okay, here's the thing, and I tell you this all the time. I rant to you about this all the time. The voting awards are retarded. They're retarded. They always have been, and they always will be retarded. It's people who just don't.
Guess what?
If I wear 3 collars, if I wear 3 buttons 2 years from now, I can be voting for the NBA MVP. If I just live like this, why? I can just be like a good old nerd. I can be like,
no, but I want to say right. All right. Also, turns out Mark Jackson, his homophobic views were so bad that guess his boss, the president of the Warriors, is gay. And supposedly like they would get in like arguments over Mark Jackson's like views and like slurs. And that's like part of the reason why they moved on.
I don't believe it. But anyways.
Iguodala talks about it right here. You want to see the Iguodala interview?
Yeah, I do.
Here we go. Tell me if you can hear. 1 second. On the Breakfast Club. So you know it's legit.
I hate the Breakfast Club. But whatever.
Yeah, right.
Can you hear?
Now, whatever happened to Mark? Because he put that team together, it seems like, and then nobody ever gave him a chance again, which seems weird.
We were just talking about that this morning, and I just talked about it earlier about playing a part. But if that's not who you really are, you can't play the part. Or you can't play the politics game. And I think it was a lot of that. Like, we were huge fans of Mark, the players. He was the ultimate players coach.
That was, I mean, he pretty much put that team together. Like, that's when we first started hearing about the Warriors. And then it was like he got let go, and then no other team gave him a shot.
And I talk about in the book, as far as he was like one of my favorite coaches of all time. It was like, come in, compete, play hard. And then he was going to put you in the best position to get the most money. Like, it was players who got paid because of him that shouldn't have got paid. He was like, look, man, you just do this, you're going to get paid, and I'm going to send you out there to do it. That's all I want you to do is do this. Just go get paid. And then he said it. Yeah, I remember he said Steph and Clay were going to be the best backcourt ever. They said he was crazy.
They did.
This was 7 years ago. And that joint, like, it came to fruition. But I feel like just the politics of it, man. And
when you say politics, what do you mean? I know they used to be upset because he was too religious, they said.
Did he make y'all go to church? That was a rumor that he made y'all go to church.
He didn't make
Sunday?
us. He didn't make us go to church. Like, he offered it to us, and we all went as a team because we got a team bunch of believers. So we went to church. Like, we was going to church regardless. But it was the politics, and then you know how it is once they want you out, they're gonna find something. So he had church in the facility, like on Wednesday. Sometimes he would stream his church service from the facility.
Mean? During practice?
No. Like at night, like Wednesday night service. He'll just set up a computer in the facility, and he'll just preach, and then his congregation can watch, just stream it from at home or from the church.
If y'all was on the road, he was preaching from wherever he was.
Well, on the road, I don't know. I know at home he did. It'd be like at 7:00 at night, so nobody was in there. And then one particular issue was, from what I heard, was his views on gender or marriage.
He did that. It was a weird. He didn't know how to phrase that.
On your sexuality.
He didn't know how to phrase that. You could tell Andre looked for the perfect way to
win the
phrase
Hall of
this.
Fame. He was he was the brains behind All-Star Weekend. Like, this dude, he created the All-Star Weekend. Rick Welch, like, genius business. And he celebrated as one of the top execs in sports on the business side, and he's gay. So there was conflicts with that was, widespread. Everyone was talking about that, and it's interesting. Someone mentioned it to me. He was like, when people can express themselves, but are you allowed to express yourself that you don't agree with it? You should accept it because we should all accept each other, but it's like we're afraid to
hold
say
up.
our beliefs.
Can I argue something against
but you still embrace that, or
because that wouldn't that same argument be like, well, I'm racist, and like with that argument he's saying we have to be, everyone doesn't believe in the same thing. So with that argument, couldn't I just be like, well, I'm racist, so like deal with it? Wouldn't that be what he's telling us? Basically, he doesn't like gay people, so deal with it. That's what Andre Iguodala just said. He's like, some people, you just have to understand, people don't agree on the same viewpoints.
That's exactly how life goes, though.
Oh no, 100% agree. But like, I'm just saying that there's just certain things that I just think, like, as a whole, like, it's like, not liking gay people as being like women shouldn't be allowed to get divorced because Catholic Church doesn't allow it.
I think people are so fed up with what other people think. I don't really care. I see what you're saying.
I'm not woke. I'm not.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I don't really know. I don't really care.
Let's go back to Nuggets. You agree? No, you're right. You're right. I don't even know how we got there. Wasn't that a funny ass video? You weren't expecting that.
Iggy's the man. Yeah,
dude. The best part of that interview is Iggy trying to figure out how to not call like Mark Jackson. Yeah, Mark Jackson. He's trying not to call Mark Jackson a homophobe, but like he's also like trying to like. And you could tell he got so awkward on how to phrase that conversation. He was just like, I have no idea how I'm going to say this, but okay. So were the Nuggets too much for the Suns, or were the Suns too little for the Nuggets? Was it a lack of depth, or were they overwhelmed?
Probably a little bit of both. I think, that was a good shake. That was a good shake, Jazzy. No, I mean, Jokic, obviously he had a great basketball game. It was over at halftime. If you give up 81 points, it doesn't even matter. If you give up 81 points in any sport ever, at any moment, you're losing, you lost, you deserve to lose. So I think I learned a lot about more so the Phoenix Suns than I did the Denver Nuggets. I do think the Denver Nuggets are continuing to solidify their legitimacy. And what's cool is obviously they don't care about solidifying their legitimacy. They're just trying to win. They're trying to get to the NBA Finals and win the NBA Finals. But, it wasn't like a crazy game from guys we've seen contribute in prior games like Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon. They were pretty minimal on the offensive scoring side. It was Jokic, Jamal Murray. It was, guys just chipping in. So I think it's a little bit of both. Yeah.
So I want to pull up right here some stats from the series. Now, if we pull up the Suns for the playoffs, the Suns, it wasn't pretty. So this playoff series, the Suns were how do we put it? In 11 games this playoffs, this team shot only 25.8 threes a night. All right. This team just refused to shoot three-pointers. And in a playoff series where you're going against a team that for the playoffs was shooting about 33s a night. Basically, they were potentially shooting almost 20, able to score 20 more points than you just off of the three-point shot. It's going to be hard to get back into any game. And even if you look out here so far, I mean, the Nuggets were the fifth best offensive rating, 15th best defensive rating, sixth best net rating. Okay, while you had the Suns weren't even a top 10 offense. They were the 14th. I know that, and that doesn't count Kevin Durant for most of the season. But, man, and nothing against Josh Okogie. I love me some Josh Okogie. But the fact that Josh Okogie and Torrey Craig and Cameron Payne were all seeing like 20 minutes a night. Cameron Payne had some moments. They had a good tempo of play. But, I don't know, man.
Payne's fine for me.
Payne as a backup point guard, yes.
As a backup point guard. I mean, but that's the thing is it's not his fault that Chris
It's not
Paul
his fault. No,
38.
you're 100% right. It was not his fault that Chris Paul got hurt or anything. If Cameron Payne was coming off the bench, Chris Paul was healthy, I agree. Perfectly fine. But this team, I think we might have seen the last game of Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton in a Suns jersey. Am I wrong for suggesting that?
No, unfortunately, I think you're exactly right. I don't think that's what should happen. I think Monty Williams deserves and should be fired. I don't know what's with
you and Monty.
Monty Williams. I made the same thing I made the NBA Finals 3 freaking years ago. I just got, what was it, back-to-back. I was the 1 seed, right? And what happens to me? Oh, in Game 7, I am down 30 points at halftime. So what happened this year? I'm down 30 points at halftime. There's a reoccurring theme going on here. And my issue is I get it. KD is no longer KD. KD is not the game dominator takeover that he used to be. And we saw it all season, whether it was with the Brooklyn Nets or whether it was the Phoenix Suns. When KD drops 30, you don't feel the impact. And that's a harsh reality. You don't feel the impact like you used to when KD drops 30 points. So, but it's 2023. 30 points isn't what 30 points used to be. Anyways, DeAndre Ayton in the NBA Finals 3 years ago was a stud. Or in the playoffs was a stud.
DeAndre Ayton this year. DeAndre Ayton wasn't even bad this year. This is a guy who in the playoffs this year, he wasn't terrible. Okay,
13 points.
Yeah,
no blocks. He's averaging less than a block a game.
Yeah,
he's averaging 5 points below what he averaged on the season.
But can we agree that DeAndre Ayton, unlike Chris Paul, I feel like DeAndre Ayton is way more put in a box systematically in the Suns scheme where he is just told, stand by the basket, grab some rebounds, put up some shots. Same thing on defense. You got this role. Okay, I don't think, and this is where I'll agree with you, this is bad coaching for Monty Williams. I think Monty Williams has a problem with DeAndre Ayton and has never, put it out.
For sure, yeah, they have huge beef.
Yeah,
for whatever the reason is.
I have no idea why. From the first day ever, Monty Williams does not like DeAndre Ayton. We've known it for like 2 years now. They don't get along. Okay, and I don't know if this is more James Jones trying to force it. All right, and the other thing, I don't know at this point if you're going to keep Monty Williams around. DeAndre Ayton should have walked last year. You should have signed and traded him to the Pacers or something when they signed him to that offer sheet. I don't understand the whole purpose why you're putting DeAndre Ayton in a box and keeping him with a coach who clearly does not like him. Okay, while Chris Paul The injuries and age is the thing that's wrong with him. Unlike, I feel you gotta. I think I think it's interesting as hell.
So what? I think DeAndre Ayton gets traded. I would imagine it's going to be to Dallas or Indiana. And I think they run it back with Monty Williams for one more season. And I think the thing with the Phoenix Suns is they're a really talented basketball team, even just on paper, even if their stars, even if people think they lack the depth. Well, here's some fun facts. Cam Payne had 30 points last night, and I get it. They got blown out, and at no point really in the entire basketball game, except for like halfway through the first quarter, it was ever close. But, I mean, this is a team where their roster didn't look that different when they made the finals. I know you lost Cam Johnson. I wasn't aware Cam Johnson was that big of an impact. And the thing with Mikal Bridges was until he went to Brooklyn and until he started putting up the stats he's been putting up, no one gave a shit about Mikal Bridges on the Suns.
I mean, from a defense, he was
but it wasn't like, okay, well,
he was a third, fourth option.
Bridges, if we trade Mikal Bridges, we're going to lose in the second round to the Denver Nuggets embarrassingly.
Like at that time, people thought Miles Bridges was better than Mikal Bridges. But now, if you said, "Who do you want, Mikal or Miles Bridges?" I'm taking Mikal over Miles. Okay,
it wasn't.
But the thought is, great thing with Mikal. Do you think DeAndre Ayton could suffer a Mikal Bridges, similar thing where he goes to a new organization, gets the more touches, actually gets utilized correctly? Could he jump in scoring production and just in production in general? I mean, obviously his production will go up regardless if he goes to a new team because he'll get more touches. But I feel like a team like the Dallas Mavericks, maybe the Atlanta Hawks, a team with a good point guard, a good passer where they can use him in a pick and roll situation, even the Pacers with Tyrese Halliburton. I would love to see them, a team that would actually use DeAndre Ayton in some lob situations and, get him into some good situations. One thing I will say about DeAndre Ayton, we thought he was going to be kind of a similar player to Joel Embiid, but he has not added a jump shot to his arsenal.
I mean, he's got a jumper. He doesn't have a three.
That's what I mean, like a three-point shot.
But he's got a jumper for sure. And that's why I posed, I think it was yesterday, I posed having Ayton play the 4 if he played that game, which he didn't, and then throw Chalk at 5 or even Bismack. But obviously that wasn't possible because he missed it. DeAndre Ayton on the season averaged 18 points per game.
It wasn't bad.
No, he did a phenomenal job. And DeAndre Ayton in the regular season, especially just statistically, is a great basketball player. And so 100%, if he goes to Indiana or if he goes to Dallas, he will be – I don't think the stats will be anything crazier because 18 points per game, 18 and 10 it's very impressive. Unless he were to add a three-point shot, he can make mid-rangers. Unless he were to add a three-point shot, I don't think the stats are going anything higher than like 21 and 11 or something like that, which are still great statistics. But you can't blame DeAndre Ayton on the loss of this series. And I don't think Monty Williams really had a grasp of what to do. And I think that
I just don't think they had a bench.
Evident. But the thing is, and I'll just say it again, is the same thing happened last year. The same exact thing.
That's why we'll see a brand new team, and that's why they're going to have Kevin Durant.
Yes, you have Kevin Bleeping Durant, so don't lose in the second round of the playoffs. I'm not, and it's tough because I'm a little bit biased because I think the Suns organization is horrible, right now, and I think their fan base are full of idiots, and I'll say it, and they don't like when I say that, but I don't. There's no way they're trending uphill because KD isn't KD anymore. KD can't propel you to the championship game or to the finals game. He can't propel you to a championship anymore.
I say give this team one more season.
Yeah, give it one more season with Monty Williams.
One more season with Monty Williams. Let's see how they look when they actually have an off season to build a depth chart. But I don't want to get hung up on the Suns too long.
Well, because real quick, what do you think Devin Booker in 3 elimination games has averaged in his career?
Like 45.
45 points. He's averaging 13 and a half in the 3 elimination games Devin Booker has played in his
I didn't know
career.
that.
He's averaged
I
13
didn't
and a
know
half
that.
points.
I'll
How many
admit,
did
I
he have
didn't know
last
that.
night? He had 12. Where the hell was KD at any point in last night's game? So now we know a couple of things. We know Devin Booker has to be the best player on the Phoenix Suns to win a championship, which we haven't seen because he's averaged 13.5 points in 3 elimination games.
But he's Devin Booker better than Kevin Durant at this point in his career?
No, but that's the issue is Kevin Durant can't impact games anymore.
I think he can.
34 on your head. Kevin Durant will drop 34 on your head, and you'll look at the box score, and you'll be like, Kevin Durant 34? When did that happen? If Anthony Street Close Davis has 34 points in a basketball game, you're feeling that presence. If Jokic has 34 points in a game, you're feeling the presence.
I understand that. Now, let's
KD's not KD anymore. It's as simple as that.
We're getting hung up on the Suns here. I want to pivot to the Nuggets.
Because that's what happened, though.
So the Nuggets last night won. They're advancing to the Western Conference Finals. They'll either play the Warriors or the Lakers. Who or why do you expect their rival or their opponent to be? I have right now the Los Angeles Lakers facing them in the Western Conference Finals. And I think that series will be a doozy. It could go either way. But Anthony Davis is a great matchup against Jokic because they pair up very well as they're completely opposite players. What is your expectations with the Nuggets this game? Are they the team to beat at this point in the season?
No. The Golden State Warriors would smack the Denver Nuggets around like a piece of meat. They would slap them around like they always have in Nikola Jokic's NBA career whenever they meet up in the playoffs. Because Steve Kerr, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, they're pick and rolls. They know exactly how to attack Nikola Jokic on the offensive side. And defensively, they'd be just fine. The thing is, it's not going to be Golden State. It's going to be the Lakers. And on paper, in theory, the Lakers should obliterate the Denver Nuggets. Like I'm thinking Warriors in 5, Lakers in 5 at worst, Lakers in 6, Warriors in 6, but they're going to make it go to 7. And I don't even know if the Lakers would win it because they're so inconsistent that it's unbelievable. I think it would be a very similar series to see what we're looking at right now, where it's like, okay, blowout, the Nuggets win, blow out the Lakers win, blow out the Nuggets win, blow out the Lakers win. And it's going to be, whoever shows up at the end of the series. But unless LeBron starts getting back to that pick and roll or just having the ball in his hands, I don't think – I'm still obviously going Lakers, but I don't think it would be easy. But I think Golden State would steamroll Denver, as they always do. So, yeah. Denver's a good team. You had KCP showed up clutch last night. And Jokic is a stud. But, I don't think this is bubble Murray. I don't think Murray is a superstar. And Michael Porter Jr. is inconsistent. And Aaron Gordon's good on defense. But this is we'll be at the point where there's only 4 teams left, and I think squads will take advantage of their flaws. Oh, you're muted.
So you want to hear a funny ass story?
Mm-hmm.
Christian Brown's a fucking idiot, and I personally hate Christian Brown. So Brown, in an appearance on Rock Chalk Unplugged podcast, recounted one of his many welcome to the NBA moments. This is like how ignorant and the type of person he is. Nuggets rookie told a story how he was having the time of his life approaching his first season in the NBA. He then came into work one day and saw a piece of paper on his chair. He then became perplexed to see the Nuggets were fining him $15,000 before he even received his first paycheck. What was the reason for the fine, one might ask? Well, Christian Brown made the wrong decision to park in the Nuggets governor Stan Kroenke's reserved parking spot. The 3 spots I parked in was Mr. Kroenke's. I parked in his 3 spots. Not only did I park in his spot, I parked in all 3 of them. So it was $5,000 each for all those executives spots. How do you do that? There was clearly a sign. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's got to be a sign.
Also, if I'm a rookie, he was lucky he was a first round pick, because if that man was an undrafted free agent, 2nd round contract, he would have been just cut.
Yeah, probably.
That was just literally just almost entitlement. You know what I mean? Kind of it just comes off Oh yeah, I just parked across 3 spaces because I can. And then like it just comes out. I've always hated Christian Brown. Like all the times I've met him, he just like every other athlete I have met are the nicest people, super humble as long as you treat them like, you know what I mean, like how you would want to be treated, super cool. Christian Brown was like the type of person who like would put out his foot so you kiss it when you meet him. You know what I mean? That's the type of person who comes out like he's the type of person when you meet him, he's like, kiss my ring. You know what I mean? Like you're like, who the fuck are you, man? Like that's how you go. I was like, bro, like the only person I would let me treat me like that is LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Only 2 people on this earth that I really would let be treated.
Damn,
like that.
dude, I don't know where he. That's weird. I kind of like Christian Brown right now, so it's a little weird.
It's not no. It's like one of the weird. I like him as a basketball player, but as a person, I don't like him. I've always said
he
that.
Seems like
just a tool.
Well, I always thought he seemed like a tool until like now he's kind of cool.
He's a good like I don't think he's gonna be an insane basketball player. Like he's gonna at best a starter, plays good defense. But yeah, let's move.
Nice.
So what is this? I want to know who's on the Rock Chalk Unplugged podcast.
Birds chirping.
What? You can hear them?
You got some birds chirping, yeah.
I want to know how many views this Rock Chalk Unplugged podcast gets.
200 million each show. Damn, I think I'm gonna go out for breakfast.
I think it's a KU athletes. Like it's like through. Fuck that, bro. It's like one of those where like KU athletics like built it. You know what I mean? Like it's through KU's athlete.
Yeah.
Also, let me tell you, I don't know if Loyola Marymount, right? That's where you're at. No, Loyola Chicago, but Loyola Chicago. I don't know why I said Loyola Marymount. Loyola Chicago. I don't know if Loyola Chicago is like this, but dude, the athletic program is full on nepotism, and like, if you want to be part of like the KU athletic, you either be willing to suck some dick, or you have to be like friends or like some sort of relations with the KU athletics, or you just get the shit jobs. Like if you want the cool jobs where you're like doing social media and all that, you literally, it's all like fucking like you have to have an in. Because like I've met multiple.
Yeah, that's what life's like though.
No, like if you work for an NFL team, most of the time they hire you because like if you apply for a job, they usually hire you from like outside of the state. You usually get hired because of your fucking skills. Like this. Like, dude,
I don't think that's true.
Okay,
anyway,
I know people who are running the social media. Like, dude, it was so geek. One day, like, we're in class, and I don't know how my NBA show got brought up, but like our Instagram page, and it was like what we were like just popping off. We had like 4 or 5 million, like 4 or 5 with like 1 million like in the feed, and like 3 of the girls in there were like for KU athletics. So I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm not running this. Like my friend is running it. We're like growing it. Like he's teaching me how to do it. I was like. But yeah, I was like, we're doing better numbers than KU athletics with like thing. And then the other girls were like the 3 girls who ran like KU athletics social media, like how? I was like, because like we put what people want to see. I don't even know what I was being so ignorant to these girls.
KU athletics.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, I think I said I was like, because my friend's good at his job or something like that. I like said like, so I was being such a dick that my teacher was like there because I was just ripping on them because they're like. We haven't even because I think at that time we were almost at like 4.5 million, and they're like, we haven't even broken 1 million like so far this semester. I was like, yeah, we've done this in like less than 30 days.
Dude, it popped off immediately. That Instagram popped off like the first week it was made.
It went off.
I have some good content ready to go. My phone storage is so shitty. Anytime I post a video on Golf Ballin' or my other accounts, I have to delete Twitter and then delete
Why don't you
Instagram.
buy a new phone or get iCloud storage?
I have iCloud. It's so much going to buy a new phone. That's a big deal, dude.
Nah, it's like 5 minutes nowadays.
Is it really?
Yeah. What's your mobile provider?
Verizon.
You just walk into you just like whoever like. Do you pay your own bill or does your parents?
I like this thing though. No, I'm on my father's plan.
Okay, ask your dad. Hey, do I have an upgrade available?
I have an upgrade. I've had an upgrade available for.
Okay, then you're a fucking
longest
idiot.
time.
Go get
Look
yourself
how
a new
cute
goddamn
this
phone.
is.
I don't care.
Look at the screensaver.
You then save it and you can get it on your new phone. You asshole.
It won't be the same.
You know, we also like now that we stopped talking about basketball, we've dipped down. But hey, thank you. We had like 9 people watching for most of this concurrently. Now, I don't know where we're going with this. I guess we didn't even talk about the Boston Celtics.
Celtics Sixers play basketball. All right, welcome to hour 2 of the NBA show. We'll go to a quick commercial break.
Dude, Luke is the worst. Like Luke,
What time does Luke go to bed?
it varies. Some nights he goes to sleep at like
6
fucking
p.m.
11 p.m. and then some nights he goes to sleep at like 4. First off, I want to say, Luke, before I will tell you this to your face. I say your sleeping pattern don't bode well for you as a future lawyer. Let me tell you, a lot of court cases. Okay, Luke, a lot of court cases happen at 8 in the morning. Let me tell you, court does not happen in the afternoon. Am I wrong? Like, you're gonna have a lot of problems showing up late. I guess I'm an asshole.
He will run into a lot of problems showing up late. If this was court, I would imagine.
All right, let's talk about the Boston Celtics. They forced Game 7. It was a must-win game for them, elimination game. They showed they had grit. Will the Philadelphia 76ers pull a choke? All right, in a game. 95-86, Game 6 win over the Philadelphia 76ers. Marcus Smart led the Celtics with 22.7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. Tatum dropped 19 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 turnovers. Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid had 26 points apiece. The series is 3-3. Look, this game was an offensive disaster for the Boston Celtics. They built an identity on defense over the years, and that came out when it mattered most as they nailed their adjustments, found their heart and grit, and shut down the Sixers in crunch time. Philadelphia 76ers didn't even hit a single shot between Embiid at the 6-minute marker to Jaden Springer's garbage time with 22 seconds left. And it was Boston just playing, insane defense while having genuinely hideous offense. So Sixers miss a big old opportunity. All right. The Sixers had a 90.5 offensive rating per cleaning the glass. Like, it was awful. But Joe Mazzulla made an adjustment to start Robert Williams III over Derek White. Brown, Tatum, Williams, Smart, Horford were the starting 5, and Brogdon and White came off the bench. Struggling through 3 quarters, Tatum looked like himself, scoring 16 of his 19 points in the final 12 minutes. What are your thoughts of this game? Also, Philadelphia had more turnovers, 11, than threes, 8, and was out rebound 50-38 by the Celtics.
Yeah, it's easy to get rebounds when you can't make a shot. Oh, you didn't even hear that. Well, I want him to hear my argument here. But anyways, yeah, I mean, the Celtics shot 15 of 35 from downtown, which equates to a 43% three-point percentage. And the Sixers shot 8 of 34 from downtown, which equates to 23.5% three-point percentage. So that's why they lost. Obviously, other things went into it. 76ers only had 9 bench points. They only had 13 points in the fourth quarter. Typically, if you're trying to win a home elimination game, you need to score more than 13 points in the fourth quarter. Jason Tatum literally outscored him. Tatum played like a bag of bricks all game, but he showed up when it matters, and he did what he had to do. So shout out Jason Tatum. You get a pass. You're still not a superstar, but you get a pass until you're officially knocked out of the playoffs, which won't happen in Game 7 because James Harden
No, shut up.
is a
The
choke
Philadelphia
job.
76ers. Oh, wait, you're saying the Sixers are going to choke, right?
Yeah, because they're
Oh,
a joke
okay,
job.
okay.
James Harden, 4-16 from the field, 0-6
No,
from
no,
downtown,
I'm with
5
you.
turnovers.
Sorry,
I mean,
sorry,
it's-
sorry.
it's
I
horrible.
thought you were about to pull some Houston bullshit and be like, if I know James Harden's going to show up in game 7 and put it all. No, this
He's
is going
shit the bed again.
Oh, yeah. They're going to shit the bed. And look, I am not a Philadelphia 76ers hater. I want Joel Embiid to win a championship. I want to see it, but I'm sorry. As someone whose father's a Boston Celtics fan, I grew up, I'm a Wizards, Timberwolves, Magic fan, but my whole life, my fourth team, I always watched Boston Celtics game. My favorite player of all time is Kevin Garnett. Well, one of my favorite players of all time is Kevin Garnett, like my screensaver for the longest time. Love the Boston Celtics. But I will say, I don't even know how that got transpired because I was talking about the Sixers. But the thing is the Sixers are a team that on paper they're good. Doc Rivers, all right, is the problem here. Doc Rivers.
Wow.
Yeah, I have said this, dude. We had what was the first month of this NBA season called? Doc Rivers should be fired. You remember that? We had so many videos talking about Doc Rivers was going to be fired. They were terrible. Terrible. People are forgetting about that.
It was like 1 week.
It was pretty
They were
bad,
like-
bro.
they
It
were
was
like,
really
oh,
bad. I think they were like 0-12, it felt like.
I'll look it up, but I'm pretty sure that it was just like 0-3. And every day we just talked about it.
We just hammered the drum that Doc Rivers should be fired. But what I'm saying here is, look,
It was 0-3.
until the Sixers do it, what was it?
It was 0-3.
It was 0-3.
Technically 1-4, and then they won
15
3
games.
straight.
Search up what was their 15-game schedule.
15 games? Yeah, they were 8-7. So,
Okay, they were a little better than that. Doc Rivers, though. Doc Rivers. I have no faith. I think Doc Rivers is an antiquated coach who's still stuck into coaching 2008. He won't make the adjustments. Also, James Harden, for most of this playoff series, has looked terrible.
Thank you. I try and tell my Rocket fans this, and they're like, 40
I mean, you're the biggest Rockets hard-on I've ever met, and you're – I know, but like the fact that you're saying James Harden is looking bad goes to show that even someone who has a boner for the Rockets as much as you do is willing to say that.
Well, here, I come from an outsider's perspective, so I think Rocket fans are a little bit more biased and a little bit more emotionally invested into the James Harden arc on the Houston Rockets. I'll keep it a buck with you. I do think if Chris Paul is healthy, they have an NBA Finals in the last couple of years. But I will say James Harden does not show up ever when you need him to. And he's going to be 34 by the end of or what is it, 33 or 34 by the end of the season. And he wants $210 million. He wants a max. He wants $210 million for 4 years. I mean, there's no reason to pay him unless he were to win a championship and like become non-clutch, he'd become a non-choker in this year's playoffs. But it happened. It always happens. History always rhymes. So it's like we know this is happening. So for Rockets fans, I'm not upset Harden is choking because it's like, okay, now we can get back to a level head and be like, what does James Harden really offer us if he comes back to Houston? But to Philly's credit, Harden needs to play better. Doc Rivers needs to be better. Joel Embiid needs to be better. Everything needs to be better. You can't shoot 8-34 from downtown and expect to win a basketball game. The Boston Celtics gave you the basketball 17 times. They turned the ball over 17 times. They handed you the ball 17 times. You don't even score 100.
Yeah, no.
100? So Brown had 17. Tatum had 19. And they had 17 turnovers. And you lose the game. Well, I can't pinpoint one specific person for it. It's just the combination of all of it. And I do think I still believe Boston in 7. I don't think Boston's that crazy of a team anymore, but I'll be rooting for Philly in game 7, but I'm still going with Boston.
We got some breaking news coming in, and that will be what the last thing we'll talk about. So the Raptors are
This is not breaking news.
It is actually.
This is not breaking news. No. Breaking news would be the Raptors hired a head coach. This is news.
I can't breathe.
Just so you know.
So the Raptors are interested in former assistant coach, if you guys did not know, Sergio Scariolo, who is currently Bologna as head coach. He's a highly experienced coach who has coached in the NBA. He was actually formerly, I believe, on the Raptors bench. And he's a guy that I personally love as a basketball coach. Yes, he is 62. The man is from Italy. But man, oh man, this is a guy who, as a coach, has coached basically every team in Europe from like Khimki Moscow, the Spain national team. He was a Raptors assistant for like 4 years. Okay. He's coached Basconia, Real Madrid. All right. He won Euro Cup champion last year. Okay. He's an Italian league champion, a Spanish Cup winner, Spanish league winner, Russian Cup winner, Italian Super Cup winner, the Andalusia Cup winner. Okay. This is one of the best coaches outside of the NBA right now, along with Efes, Alundo Efes, the Turkish club's coach, and who literally almost got an assistant job last year without being able to speak English. And if you guys remember, Sergio Scariolo was the head coach of the Spanish national team with Bo Cruz in the movie Hustle. But this is a guy who has a career record of like literally over 30 years of coaching. I need to pull it up right here. Sergio's I think his career coaching record's absurd. Okay, let me pull it up right here. He has won. Where the hell is his win-loss? Because I have the win-loss from like 2013-14, but he's like one of the highest winning coaches of all time. And I personally think if they're going to go out of nowhere and get a random coach, personally, I think Sergio is like the best coach they could go out there and get. Like, this is a highly decorated coach. Okay, one of the best respected coaches. And guess what this could lead? They could go out and start getting like really good Spaniards. Okay, like what if Sergio Llull comes over? I'm just kidding. But Ricky Rubio, why you look like you just like woke up at like the Trailer Park Boys like house? What happened to your hair?
It's humid.
It's humid.
It's humid.
You don't have the AC on?
Oh, I got the AC on.
I hate those blinds in apartments.
I hate it so much.
They break all the time.
Oh,
they break.
First day I was here, yeah.
They're the worst. They're the worst. I don't know why apartments.
Ugly.
They're ugly. Like
they're probably they're cheap. They probably pay you to implement these.
Yeah, I've broken so many of those over the years. My mom got rich when she bought her house. Her basement door had them, and she like took them off and just put a curtain.
Yeah, I want a curtain so badly.
That's what she did. She put a curtain. She just hated it. She like thought it was so dumb. Because
I've never had a curtain before, so I don't know how that quite works.
Okay, but
future problem. Okay, so real quick, can we establish that this isn't breaking news, right?
This isn't?
No.
I think it's pretty big news.
This is called news. I just want you to differentiate news from breaking news.
I mean, I did say
if they hired Sergio, what is that? That's breaking news.
Yeah. Okay. This is news. This is
okay.
Do you like the idea of Sergio being the coach? I think if they go for a coach, this is the best coach they can go for out of everyone they've interviewed.
I want JJ Redick, but yeah, I'd take Coach Serge.
Coach Serge?
Yeah, I wonder what their players would think of it. I wonder what the future, either way, looks like for the Toronto Raptors.
So do I.
I honestly don't feel too good about it. Seems like the Scotty hype, the Scotty Roy hype kind of died down this year, dwindled quickly. So they still have some hoopers.
You know what time it is?
It's time to go to breakfast.
I am very hungry as well.
I think I'm gonna go to breakfast.
This is Dennis Schroeder.
No, it's not. Ooh, 17.
Let me try it. Isn't that Kieta Bates?
No shot.
Oh, he's on San
Tell
Antonio.
Johnson. No, it's not.
We were 17. Is it Malachi?
No. Doug McDermott. Bang.
Wow. I didn't remember. I didn't know he wore 17. I didn't know. I honestly thought he wore a completely different number.
Well,
All
you
right.
went with, it said one of the second to last guess was a player. I forget who you went with, and it was over 27. And then your next guess was Malachi Branham, and it was like, who's over 27 on this team?
That's I didn't even realize the age. That was good. You've been on a streak this week. I think you've won the last 3.
We're so back.
We definitely are. Today was a good show. You got any closing arguments for the people?
Lakers in 5, 6.
6 now. All right, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Be a friend and tell a friend. Like, comment, subscribe. And we'll be back on Monday Monday will be the last day I'm here in Lawrence. On Tuesday, we'll be live from the NBA Draft Combine. But I graduate this weekend, so peace out.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, I graduate from the school tomorrow, and then the big ceremonies on Sunday.
Oh, cool.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna go throw up because I'm so hungry right now.
Oh, true.
Oh,
I'm gonna throw up to lose some weight.